Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, to another edition of BK's Bullets. My name is Jim, doing another weekly animated classics review for you guys. Today I'll be looking at 2009's Batman, Superman, Public Enemies. So before I get started, you guys know the drill. I need you guys to subscribe to Brent's channel. Guy's still doing phenomenal stuff. He's doing weekly reviews on the latest Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's got a lot of really cool comic reviews. And if you didn't get a chance to see his unboxing of the Superman Red Sun action figure, I think it's worth watching because the thing looks really, really cool. And it's got this cool like guard you can put around him so he's floating in the air all ominously. I really like it. But today we're here to talk about Batman, Superman, Public Enemies. This comes out, like I said, 2009. It was based on the comic book series written by Joseph Lieb and Ed McGuinness, which focused on Batman and Superman teaming up against evil President Lex Luthor. I was really into this because it was very action-packed. And casual comic fan, maybe getting a little bit more intimate with some of the characters as I continue to do the series. There's a lot of things about comics that I don't understand, or a lot of heroes or villains that I don't know. And this was definitely one of those shows where basically Superman is at odds with Lex Luthor, like everyone else should be. But Lex Luthor puts on a happy face, somehow becomes the president, and instills his own group of like the pseudo Justice League to kind of be his henchmen, in a good way, we think, to kind of help him, lay down the law. Now, obviously, Superman's doing his own thing, Batman's doing his own thing. Through a series of shenanigans, Superman is pinned for the murder of this villain, which, of course, Superman didn't do it, but, Lex Luthor's ragtag group makes it look that way, and hijinks ensue. Ultimately, the film ends with this guy called the Toy Man? Let me look it up, I'm sorry. Toy Maker? Oh, where's he at? I just had him highlighted here. This is horrible production value. I'm looking through all the characters that they list, and my gosh, there is a smorgasbord of characters as an aside. You got Captain Atom, Captain Marvel, Major Force, Power Girl, Metallo, Black Lightning, Toyman, that's the guy I was talking about, Gorilla Grodd, Killer Frost, Nightshade, Lady Shiva, Billy Batson, Giganta, Mongol, Hawkman, Captain Cold, General. This is quite a... Now, and also I didn't see because he doesn't have a talking role because that's just the voice actors. There's probably others. Bane makes an appearance, believe it or not. And just as an aside about Bane. Okay, listen, dude. I love Bane. He's one of my favorite villains. He's no Deathstroke, but he's really, really cool. And he always has that tube, usually from his back or the back of his head, which loops around to his arm. And every single time he fights Batman, whoop, Batman cuts it off. I don't know who designs Bane's costume. It's not much. It's just like a black leotard, like a little wrestling leotard. Sometimes he's wearing like a little tank top deal, military boots. Sometimes like green army shorts. Sometimes just this onesie black like uniform thing. Whoever designs Bane's costume really needs to invest in a stronger hose. Wrap this thing in metal, or I don't know if they have adamantium. I don't know if that's just a Marvel thing. Whatever the super metal is, inf metal, whatever. You need to get some of that, buddy, because every single time Batman just lops that thing off, and then you're like, and you die. Just as an aside, you would be much more effective as a villain if you protected your superpower, which is this Bane juice. Okay, just want to throw that out there. All right, now back to the show. Ultimately, it revolves in, what I said the guy's name was Toyman, who builds this giant robot. He's a kid genius. Batman sacrifices himself, but not really, to destroy this giant meteor that was coming, and everybody wins. Superman's free and clear, Batman's free and clear, and Lex Luthor gets thrown in jail because he's a jerk. It was good. It was really, really, really good. I love the action. I love the art style. They did a really good job this time, I think, of making a lot of heft to Superman's punches. I felt them. I saw them. The destruction he causes when he would punch somebody into the ground and the earth would explode, or when I bought my microphone, no. When he would hit somebody with his laser beam or fly away, it felt impactful. And I think they did a really good job. You know, it's always funny that I totally pick these at random. I just throw a dart and I pick one and I watch it. It's so interesting just getting done watching the Justice League movie, the Zack Snyder Justice League movie. I thought they did an incredible job of Superman having heft there too. When he shows up, he cleans house. The fight is over. He pretty much single-handedly destroys the big bad not Darkseid. Steppenwolf. He pretty much does everything on his own. He's just a tough guy. He basically he can handle himself. And he does that so here too, and I love that. I think that's a great role for him. And I don't know, some of these other movies I've seen don't seem to really figure out how to do anything right for him. But in this one, he was great. He was smart, he was strong, he had some jokes. And he's just a tough guy. Watching him basically fight multiple superheroes at once and still be able to basically punch and knock them down, absorb shots, do all these different things was really, really fun to watch. And you got to see all his powers on display here. Batman equally had a very prominent role in this movie. He was basically Superman's bestie. They was working together trying to clear Superman's name and fighting and doing all his Batman stuff. I now understand why he has the tool belt with the 6,000 gadgets on the front, because he needs them. Because he's fighting one guy and he throws out these like little missile pods. He's fighting one guy, he throws out smoke bombs. He uses this batarang to cut off Bane's tube thing. Like, he's constantly just whipping stuff out. He's like, all right, who do we got here? Okay, we got a Joker, we got a super. Okay, I got it. Let's go. And he's just pulling stuff out of his little pouch, which I thought was really kind of funny. But he really was very good in this episode as well. And I would be lacking in my review if I did not mention the all-star voice cast here. Wow, these are some really, really, really cool people. You had Tim Daly, you had Kevin Conroy as Batman, which is so good. You had Clancy Brown, LeVar Burton, CCH Pounder, Jennifer Hale, even though she's kind of uncredited, unfortunately, I picked up on her voice. Rachel McFarlane, the list goes on. What an all-star voice cast. I am a huge, huge, huge fan of Clancy Brown, particularly Sergeant Zim in Starship Troopers, but also his role in Detroit Become Human, which is a phenomenal, phenomenal game. If you haven't played that, check it out. I've reviewed it on my YouTube channel. Free plug for me. But I'm not going to tell you my YouTube channel. That's the secret. You got to figure it out, because I'm not going to tell you. You just got to know. Yeah, so I was really, he was really, really good as Lex Luthor, and I think Lex Luthor did a phenomenal job of pretending to be in control, but not really being in control, and then ultimately unraveling at the end. He had some really powerful voice acting there, and I really appreciated his involvement. He was actually, I would say, the co-main character of this. I'd say it was half Superman's story, half Lex Luthor's story, and it just did a really good job of it. Soundtrack was nothing special. I do see it has a special soundtrack that you could actually pick up. It was the original film score by Christopher Drake, and there are 24 different tracks on there, so definitely no slouch there. I think, unsurprisingly, as I've said, I'm giving this glowing reviews. Looking at the reception here, very positive ratings, and it earned over $11 million from direct home video sales, which is awesome, because I think a lot of people saw this and said, wow, this is really good. Now, I don't know much about the original story. I would have to rely on Mr. Cassina to fill in those gaps for us on how this related to the original comic book series, as I mentioned, by Joseph Lieb and Ed McGuinness. But you don't need to see that. You just watch this movie, watch it for an hour, you get the gist of it, and you're going to see some phenomenal action sequences. Major, major thumbs up for me on this one. And with that, I'm closing out this review. I will be back same time next week with more goodness. But for now, I'm closing this video down. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys in the funny pages.